You guys ready? We got some cool things to talk about. What our goal is today, this afternoon, this weekend, is to help everybody to be thoroughly empowered to be able to go out and build a business in a way that will not only work but duplicate. So hopefully everybody, when you come to a convention like this, hopefully you're looking to actually build your training manual that you're going to use, and you're going to not only use for yourself, but you're going to use to train your team. So is everybody taking notes? So write this down. Do what works, not what, I'm already messing up. Do what duplicates, not what works. Don't do what works, do what duplicates. There's a lot of things that a super stud in this business could do that will work for them but won't duplicate for the average people on their team. So what I want to do is I'm going to draw out for you guys right now what the actual system needs to look like. What the system needs to look like, and I think we might have just had the markers disappear. I have what I call the 7-step process. The 7 steps that I actually teach every one of my brand new associates to go out there and do and repeat over and over again. So here's the deal. Step number 1, and this is what I call the system. Now, if it's not exactly the system that you're used to, it's probably something rather close. I know certain platinums might say something, use a different terminology. They might have one extra thing in there, whatever the case is. I'm not saying that anything is right or wrong. This is just what I've done for the last 11 years. Number 1, I tell that person to get excited. The problem is though, even though they probably are pretty excited, they're probably not exciting. It's a people attraction business. What I mean by that is you might be excited, but if you can't convey that excitement, transfer that onto your prospect, you will never recruit them into the business. So you got to get excited and be exciting. Number 2, you want to make sure you make a list. Again, this is not a core training. This is, we don't have time to go through the basics in fine detail. So I'm not going to talk about the list and how to grade the list and how to work the list, but you got to put everybody you know on that list of paper. Okay. Number 3 is a PBR, a private business reception. This is your living room presentation. This is the way that people start the business. This is how you launch a business. It's not a way. It's not the best way. Because if I said it's the best way, I'm basically inferring that there are other ways, and this is the best one. The only way to start off a successful prepaid legal business is by having your launch party, your reception to launch it, a PBR in your living room. Step number 4 is a private conference call, PCC. For the people who couldn't make it to your PBR because they don't live nearby, or something came up, or you don't trust them enough to have them in your house because they're a klepto, whatever the reason is, then you do a PCC. It's a telephonic PBR. You go to freeconferencecall.com or wherever you want to go and get a free conference call number with a PIN. You just select a time that you can actually have you and your upline executive director, whoever's going to do the presentation on the telephone, your 15, 20-minute presentation, and you invite all your prospects on there. You welcome them. You tell your why you could look at the project for yourself in the first place. You introduce the speaker. They do 15, 20 minutes. They send everybody back to your website to get signed up. And if you don't have an upline that's willing to do that, or maybe they're not able to do that because they're just not good at that part of the business yet, well, then 3-way the bridge, 3-way free conference call number that you got, 3-way it into the company 800 number, and I'll be there to do the presentation for you. So there is no excuse why to not do a PCC. Oh, I don't have an upline. I don't have an upline either. It doesn't matter. Just use a system. Again, the system takes care of it. It's a great equalizer. You might not like your upline. They might not like you. They might not do things the way you want to do. But the system is always there working for you. Number 5 is a BOM, a business opportunity meeting. Is anybody getting the feeling that I just took another 5-hour energy 20 minutes ago? Okay. Just wanted to make sure you guys understand there's some value in that. But business opportunity meeting is basically where the rubber meets the road. This is where you and your prospects go to the weekly business briefing, the hotel meetings going on all across North America. We got about 600 of them every single week, every state and province. We've got them going on, and that's where they're going to see a bigger picture. Now, they may have been already recruited by your PBR or by a PCC, but you still take them to the next step. It's not choose a step or choose which ones you're going to use. You do all of the steps. If they haven't been recruited, they're going to go there. They're going to hear a great PowerPoint presentation with a Madison Avenue feel. They'll get started there. Number 6 is your training. Now, depending on when you're watching this, it's going to be recorded. So right now we're talking about core training. Pretty soon it's going to be called Fast Start Training. But it's going to be basically your Fast Start Training / your Super Saturdays. Okay, that's where basically, it's great to know about the opportunity and it's great to sign up for everything. But if you don't know how to go out and apply the how-tos in the business, then you won't even know the how-tos. You can't succeed. You got to go to training. Going to one training, by the way, is like taking one shower. It's not recommended, right? Hopefully you take a shower every day, okay? You want to go to a shower, you want to go to a shower. You want to go to a training over and over and over and over again until you are where you want to be, and then you keep on going because, again, you all are leaders. You're leaders by your example. Now, if you're looking back and nobody's following you, then you're probably not that great of a leader, but you want to be a good example. If you go to the trainings, your team will go to the trainings. If you stop going because you feel like you already know it all, guess what? The people on your team that don't know as much as you do, they won't go either because they're following what you do, not what you say. There's no saying I'd rather watch a leader than to listen to one any day of the week. Step number 7 is the conventions. Oklahoma City, the next convention. But here's the deal. It's like a funnel. You got that list? All these people here? You want to keep on putting people into the funnel, into the system. And that's why I was able to build an organization so big, so fast, because it wasn't about me. I just wanted to be good at throwing people into the river and let the current take them downstream for me. Okay? So that's just the system. I want to kind of throw that out there. Now, the second thing is consistency is so important in this business. And the reality is that I believe that if I get up here today and say something to you guys, it's going to, for most people, goes in one ear and out the other. Why? Because I might not say something that was so brilliant or so cleverly delivered that it will resonate after you leave here more so than other things that other brilliant trainers have actually gave to you guys this weekend. So I'm thinking, what can I do that will get people to understand this particular point? And I believe that just instead of the audio sense taking this in, I want you guys to visually see a picture that I really think will illustrate the importance of consistency in this business. I have had prospects over the years that have joined my business because they said, you are the most consistent son of a gun that I've ever seen. I'm going to join your business just because you just won't leave me alone. Or you just, obviously it must be working because here it is 4 years later and you're still calling me about it. Consistent and persistent. Those are the two things. I'm not as good at certain things, or I'm not as whatever. There's other people that are better at a lot of things in this business than me. One of the things I pride myself on is being extremely consistent and persistent. That doesn't take any God-given talent, basically it's just your will to decide to be consistent and persistent. So here's the deal. Popcorn. Let me show something to you guys. What does it normally take to pop popcorn? Right? How many minutes do you think? Here's the deal. I want to have popcorn. Anybody want popcorn? All right. I'm going to put this on for 30 seconds. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Hold up. I'm going to put it on for, let's say, 3 minutes. Because you think 3 minutes, I can stop it when it's done, when it's done popping, right? You do 3 minutes. All right, it's going. Two minutes and 50. I don't hear anything. 2 minutes and 45, nothing. 2:40. I'm not hearing anything. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know. It ain't working. See, I got to go to my, I got to go out of town for a wedding. Wedding's over. Go back and restart my business. I don't hear anything. But you know what? I got to go out of town again. I'm excited. I'm motivated again. My upline called me. I'm going to get back to going to my business again. Nobody in my team's working. What's going on here? Oh, shit. I got sick. Still going to my job, but I'm too sick to work my prepaid business. But I got excited again. I heard those announcements. Is this ever going to work? I'm going to go hungry. I ain't going to have any popcorn. You got to be consistent. You guys hear that? I hear it. It's popping. Oh my God, it's popping faster. Holy it's popping. It's going nuts. Pop, 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 pop. It's amazing. All I had to do was just stay with it. It's working. Holy shit. It worked. Oh my God, I'm platinum. It's good stuff, isn't it? Here's what I want you guys to be thinking about. You guys are probably like, maybe he's trying to be funny, but we already know that's going to happen. I'm trying to tell you, how did you not know that you were never going to have big success happen in prepaid if you're doing it in a herky-jerky way? You can't be here today, gone tomorrow, back again, back, gone again. You can't be doing that. It's not 7 apples on Sunday keeps the doctor away. It's an apple a day keeps the doctor away. You can't just swallow a whole bottle of vitamins and think you're going to be, good for the whole month. Does this make sense? So ask yourself this question. How long have you personally been consistently building your business from today in arrears, from today backward? How long have you been consistent, honestly with yourselves? How long have you been consistently building your business? Write that down in your notes. How many days, weeks, or months, or years? I can tell you for me, I don't have breaks in there. 10 years into the business, I could write down in my notes 10 years without disappearing on my business. I want this to sink in for you guys. And you might say, well, I've always been consistent. Well, has your attitude been consistent? You might have been going through the motions. You might have been showing up to the core training and showing up to the weekly meeting. You probably weren't bringing anybody with you. And if you were, you weren't even excited and happy about the opportunity anymore. So you weren't showing up emotionally. You weren't showing up with a good attitude. The magic in this business happens when you get a bunch of people doing a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time with a good attitude. It's about a lot of people. I'm repeating it so you can write. It's about getting a lot of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time with a good attitude. There are people here today, God bless them, that have been in the company for 5 years and you're still here. Not where you want to be, but you're still here. Maybe you've done some of the right activities, but probably not consistently over that 5-year period of time. Or maybe your attitude was not always positive. Look, I watched Darnell Self grow up in this business. I watched him go from getting started like everybody here. We all fill out an application. I saw he wasn't the first guy on his team that went ED. He was not the first ring earner. He had many reasons why he could have quit. He had many times where, he was, kind of having to talk himself off the fence, talk himself off the cliff, like we all did. But the reality is he stuck with it and stuck with it, and he was always positive. You know, if he had a no-show PBR, the business is incredible. That's very important for you guys to always remember. Remember this right here, the popcorn example. If anybody goes back to your Super Saturdays and you do this exact same thing, and you say you came up with that idea, it's wrong. Now, just saying. Now, I have a saying that I like to use called staying on the elevator or don't get off the elevator. And I think with the new structure, the new Fast Start program and how things are going to work for directors and EDs and platinums, I mean, I think there's so much stronger reason for people when they get to certain levels to not stop like sometimes they have. But here's what happens. Everybody gets on the elevator here. And sometimes you go out and do the right things. You're excited. You got adrenaline rushing. And you get yourself up to $1,000 a month. And you get stuck there. Why would somebody get stuck at $1,000 a month? Why couldn't they go on to $2,000? Typically, it's because they stopped doing what they did to get to $1,000 a month. Basically, what I'm saying is they got off the elevator. I don't know whether they got content at $1,000 a month. That's all they wanted. That's all their motivation was driving. Their why wasn't big enough. Some people get to $2,000 and they get off. Some people get to $4,000 and they get off. Some people get to $10,000 a month and they get off. Some people get to $15,000 a month and they get off. Some people go to $30,000 a month and they get off. The reality, I want everybody to understand this though. There's nothing that the company's doing to make you stop or plateau at any given income level. It's you choosing not to stay on the elevator. It might be mundane, it might be boring, it might be something that puts you to sleep. You ever sat in an elevator where they actually truly have what the quote-unquote elevator music? It's boring. You're standing there. Is this uncomfortable for you? I got no problem with it. Because I know that as long as I stay here, even though it might seem boring, I know my income's going 10 grand, 20 grand, 40 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand, $150,000 a month. Because I just keep, I know, if I keep doing it, it just keeps on growing. Decide today where you want to go. Look, there's no, the foundation Prepaid Legal has built, like Randy Harp talked about, can support any level of income that you want. The building can go 300 stories high. That's why when I told people at the RVP meeting and I told people at the advanced training yesterday, I'm planning on making $1 million a month in this business. Now, the people that I used to tell that I'm going to make a rock a month, what I call it $100,000 a month, I used to say, when I got started early on, I said, man, I'm going to go make a rock a month. I'll make 100 grand a month. Like, they laughed at me, like, yeah, come on. I was 28 years old, and they're like, yeah, you're going to make $100,000 a month? Get out of here. You're an idiot. Well, when it happened, before I ever hit a goal, I've already resized it for a newer goal, a bigger goal. I've never let myself ever get to a goal before I've already resized it and put it at a higher level. So even though I accomplished a goal that I had, I don't ever let myself ever celebrate and get off the elevator. I plan on going to $1 million a month in this business. Some of you guys are probably like, ain't going to happen. Some of you guys who may know me, you probably think, I'm going to do it or I will die trying. Because I believe in my heart, in my gut, in my head, I believe that I will do that in this business. But here's the thing. Whatever you believe, you're going to achieve. Whatever you believe. See, here's the thing. If you don't believe your goal is going to happen, why even be here? Now, share something else with you guys. It doesn't take a whole lot to create momentum in your business. I want to share something with you guys. When I say recruit one, you're only one recruit away from a financial explosion. I'm not just trying to say something to keep you in the business that much, just a little bit longer to get your next recruit. But I kind of am. If I ask how many people here by a show of hands are pretty much getting ready to quit the business, nobody's going to raise their hand, especially here when you're all rejuvenated. But 3 weeks out from now, when the spirit has left you that you have going right now, when the excitement is gone, and you just had 3 canceled PBRs and no shows at your briefings, and one of your managers just quit, you could easily say, and you just kind of just get off the elevator and you just kind of disappear into the darkness. But what I'm trying to tell you is no problem in your prepaid legal business can't be solved by just going out and getting one new recruit who gets the value of our product and our opportunity. So you recruit one person. Now the key is, what do you do with that person? You use the system I share with you, which is obviously get them excited. You make their list with them, and you book their PBR. And by the way, let me say this one time and one time only, and hopefully you guys will perpetuate this in your organization. When somebody becomes an associate on your team, they fill out that associate agreement, they've done nothing more than giving you a written permission slip to keep recruiting them. You're not done recruiting somebody just because they gave you $72 or $149 or $249. You're not done just because they said, oh, I'm in, sign me up. You're not done recruiting somebody until they're making a 6-figure income, relying on their prepaid legal income for their living. Meaning their lights will go off and they'll be in the street if they don't continue to be productive. So what I'm saying is, if I went out and recruit somebody in the business, if I bring Patty on board, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to number one, I'm going to really sell her on the dream by facts tell stories. I'm going to tell her some stories about the membership, how I've used it. I'm going to share with her some stories about the opportunity and how it's changed people's lives. You know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to ask her what her why is and what her goals are, because I need to use that when I'm talking to her to motivate her. I can't motivate her with my why or your whys. I need to know what pushes her buttons. I need to know her buttons because I'm going to be pushing them a lot. If she doesn't show up to a briefing, hey, Patty, you said you wanted more time with your kids. Well, hey, were you serious or were you just kidding? I use that all the time. Hey, were you serious about that or were you just kidding? You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that I paint a picture. You've got to be an artist. What an artist will do is they will take somebody and actually, people who unfortunately don't know how to dream anymore. People don't know how to dream. We need to give them their dream. So I know that she wants to make more money because she wants more time to go travel with Ken and do all these things. Well, guess what? I want to say, hey, look, I know you're just getting started right now. I know you're real new. Here's what's going on. Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening for other people. I just want you to picture this. We're going to put a game plan in place for you. Because critical mass is about to happen in our company. I don't know whether it's 6, 12, 18 months out from now, but we're getting ready to go through massive vertical growth. You don't have to be talented. The TN talent is way more, the TN timing is way more important than the TN talent. You don't need to be talented. You just need to build an army as fast as you can of people on your team. So, Patty, I want you to picture this. I want you to picture a year from now, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds, or actually thousands of people all across North America that are going to be out there marketing this membership. Even if you're not even working the business anymore, you're going to be earning overrides for the rest of your life. You're going to be actually you're going to be at a resort in Tahiti, and you're going to have to seek out the only computer on the island just so you can satisfy your curiosity to look in your back office and see those daily deposits and how much they're racking up right now. I want to paint that vision for her. If she's got a small little picture of what this is going to do for her, she's not going to do anything with it. I want her getting fired up. I just want to have her energy kind of rushing through her body what this business is going to do. And then the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give her a game plan, what she needs to do immediately. We're going to make that list. We're going to book that PBR. I'm not taking her, here's how you're going to go ED. Here's how you're going to have 18 people at your next briefing. You want to do your PBR and focus on the PBR. And then we focus on the PCC. Then we take all the people and get them out to the briefings. I'm not talking about 4 years, 10 years out. I'm talking about immediate action steps. Is this making any sense to you guys? So when I recruit one person and I do a PBR, I want to go out and get them some people from their PBR, and from each person that comes in from their PBR, I'm going to do PBRs in their homes, and I'm going to help them each get some people on their businesses where I'm going to go into their homes, take them take these people with me to their homes and let them watch me do their PBRs. Picture this. You bring John on board. John does a PBR. John brings these people in. You take John with you to their homes and do PBRs. John's watching. We get some people on board, the next generation down. We're now taking John and these new people to those people's living rooms. Whenever I work this business, I want to make sure I'm not just doing it to make money. I don't give a darn about what I'm going to make doing a PBR. I don't count applications and commissions. That doesn't concern me, as never has. What I'm concerned about is somebody watching everything I do. I'm willing to work my tail off. I'm ambitiously lazy. I'm willing to work my tail off for a few years so I can sit around later and do nothing. Anybody like that? Well, if you always have to be the one doing everything, you'll never be able to get off the treadmill. It's always you'll be still in the S quadrant. I want to get in the B quadrant. I want to have people that can do what I'm doing so I can disappear, go sit on a beach and clip coupons for the rest of my life and not have my lifestyle ever change. The only way you'll do that is by doing the right stuff and let other people follow you and duplicate you. That's what's going to happen, but you just need to start with one person that's willing to do a PBR. That's all it takes. Now, some last things I want to actually talk to you guys about is it worth it? Is the business worth it? Is it worth it to stand on that boring elevator? Is it worth it to not be going back 30 seconds at a time to the microwave because you let life and everything else come along and distract you and keep on killing the momentum so your popcorn never heated up enough? Well, I want to kind of share with you guys what I believe is worth it. So if we can go to the projector or to the screen, what my biggest why is my son Talon, who's now 4 years old a few weeks ago. And last month I took Talon and some of my other family members down to the Turks and Caicos Islands for a week, just for a getaway. And I didn't do any work down there. It's the beauty of the business. And by the way, before I even, just a little side note here. Just because I told you that I went on a week vacation does not mean everybody needs to get their calendar out and start booking your week vacation next week. See, I paid the price for years, staying consistent, so that I can go away for a week and come back home and see $33,000 deposited in my bank while I was gone. See, I was willing to not do as many vacations back then so I can have killer vacations now. That right there is on the beach. It's right down the beach from there is, you guys know what I'm pointing to, but you got Bruce Willis and Donna Karan and the CEO of Bank of America and Keith Richards from Rolling Stones. Those are the only people that have houses on the next island over that you can see from where this island. That right there is the tip of North Caicos. If I showed you pictures of the beach that we walked on, the only footprints you would have seen are ours. Can you imagine being in the most, it is paradise there, and nobody else there but us. And, I'm telling you, we just had such a great time. This is actually Middle Caicos. Just look at the water. I was down there with my son. It is priceless. He's hooking up for the first time. I was there for his first kiss. How many parents here were there for your kid's first kiss? That's weird. That's weird. But I can say that, right? Now, he's kissing his cousin, which is also weird. He actually, these pictures are out of order because he actually got the kiss because he was showing off and did his first headstand. Okay? Caught his first fish. Caught a little snapper. And these are, again, this is what drives me. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, you got to just be like, oh, your kid's so cute and all that. I think my kid's cute, but I think this is about you guys trying to figure out what's going to be your dream picture down the road. He looks hungover here, and I swear he didn't drink any Red Stripe. But the sunset was amazing. At the same time, when we had a killer sunset and not a rain cloud in the sky, there was a rainbow. That's pretty cool. There was the sunset on the other side of him. I have a Ferrari, and he always wanted a Ferrari, so I got. For his 4th birthday, he got a Ferrari. And so, here's the thing, you guys, and I didn't bring like a slew of pictures. I want you guys to just come away from this event knowing that if I can do this business, you can. I had every challenge that you will ever encounter. Whoever solves the biggest problems will cash the biggest paychecks. Don't wish for things to get easier, wish for you to get better. Don't hope that you will not encounter bumps in the road. that you won't have problems that need to be solved, that you won't have fires that you need to run through. You know why? Because God forbid you have none of these problems. If you don't have those problems, you will never be a platinum earning the big money and having the lifestyle. Because how can you teach others behind you that will encounter the same problems that you somehow magically avoided? How will you ever be able to say, hey, look, don't worry, come over here. There's a pit, there's a pothole there. Come on, hey, I've already been this way. Come around this way. You can never teach them how to get through and how to navigate through the stuff if you've never navigated through the stuff. Your upline, your platinums in this business, they all know what you're going to go through. They all know what works. They know what doesn't work. Never fracture from your platinum. On sheer adrenaline, because everything is so incredible, you can go ED without even having all the answers, without even getting it really, so to speak. I'm telling you, if you guys want some serious success, of course, work with your EDs, follow your EDs, but make sure your EDs are following your platinum. Very important. You got platinum calls, be on your upline platinums team conference calls every single week. I mean, the way I look at it, somebody else's stack is bigger than my stack. I want to shut up and listen to what they're doing. I want to copy that cat. Is this making any sense to you guys? So here's the deal. I'm gonna get out of the way here in a second because there's really something exciting coming up here in just a moment. But I want everybody, again, it comes down to belief. Your belief will dictate your attitude. Your attitude will dictate your activity. Your activity will dictate your results. So if you don't get the right results, you need to figure out what your activity is, why your activity is lacking. It's probably because your attitude is bad because you don't have the right belief. The biggest thing that I want an associate to get from coming to this convention, why I get on the phone and I talk people into coming to this thing, is not just to learn the how-tos, because the how-tos, you'll learn that stuff at a core training, at a Fast Start, at a Super Saturday. Listen to the some people don't even listen to the Fast Start CDs that we actually come in your kit. All the information's in there. But you don't get the belief from the CDs in your car, driving by yourself trying to pay attention to the road. You get the belief by sitting next to people that you know or don't know and listening to the people that say, hey, look, if I did it, you can do it. If the Dorseys did it, if Darnell Self did it, if Todd Cahill did it, if Brian Carruthers did it, every single person in here can accomplish everything that you want. I'll be back here in a little bit to share with you guys more information. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.